Good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Singleton, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I know I did. Friday evening, I got the pleasure to watch my granddaughter in a dance competition, and she, for the first time, did a solo dance, and she was absolutely phenomenal. She kicked it out of the park. She danced it out of the park, I should say. She, in her solo, got double platinum, which was amazing for the very first time that she ever did a solo. That is phenomenal. And then in her group dances, one of their dances that they did, they got diamond, which is also fabulous and amazing. And so for that dance, they got first place all around, diamond, and then they got judges, they got to do something with the judges pick or something. And then in all their other group dances, they got double platinum. So I think she did 4 or 5 of their dances. So she did pretty good overall for the weekend. So she did absolutely amazing. So this kicked off their season. So their season will go all the way until next year, to April, I think it goes. So this started their season, and she just did phenomenal. So I didn't watch Saturday, but I did Friday, and we all went down and cheered her on Friday, and that was so amazing to watch her. So her next competition that we're going to watch, well, it's not really a competition, but her next dance event is going to be for Christmas, and that'll be really fun. So the whole family will go down and we'll watch her. That'll be super fun. So super fun, super amazing. Super proud of her. She was just awesome to be able to do that. So really super thoroughly enjoyed that. So good evening, Heather. Oh, watching while you're at work. Well, at least gives you something to do, huh? So we have a new catalog coming out in January. Actually, everybody will get to order that. We get to preview it, and today was the first day we got to actually preview the spring catalog. Oh my goodness, they have outdone themselves. I know, I think we think that every year or every catalog, but oh my goodness, I was taking a sneak peek tonight before I kind of came on. Some of the things are absolutely beautiful that they're coming out with, and fun, and I think it'll be fun and amazing. So something that's been out for a little while that I actually haven't played with, but I kind of want to do a fun fold card. And so I kind of played around, and I had something in my head, and I found someone who had done this, but I think I kind of did this concept before, now that I thought about it after I had played with it. But I wanted to do, they're calling this an accordion fun fold, and I remembered that, but I think that's kind of what I did before, but I had this idea when I wanted to do this for this particular new set that's coming out in the spring catalog. And I think right now we can order this before the spring catalog comes out. I think until the end of this month, and then you can't order it again until the spring catalog. Good evening, Mom. And it's called the Framed Florets, and it is actually a gorgeous set, and you can actually purchase it as a bundle, or you can purchase it as a whole suite. And when you purchase it as a whole suite, it is amazing. So you get the stamp set, the dies, the beautiful paper that it comes with, and these really pretty gold adhesive backed gems, which are pretty fun. I did put the gems on this card, but I'm actually going to make a different color card. I never do that. I know I always double the same thing, but this paper is absolutely gorgeous. And so I wanted to do 2 different colors because it is so fun and it's so pretty. But I just thought it would be so much fun to do a fun fold card with this. I just thought it would be super fun to do. So I hunted one down and I really like this and I really like how it came out. So I kind of did a birthday card and I put on the front celebrate, and then on the inside I put this really pretty saying, wishes for a beautiful birthday. So this stamp set comes with so many fun sayings. It's thank you with all my heart. So lucky to call you friend. For a special person on your special day. Just a little reminder that you are loved, and then celebrate. And it has all these really pretty flowers. And this die set cuts out a lot of these flowers. So it is so pretty. But the paper, you can just use the paper and it will do its own stuff. So it is so amazing. So I didn't use any of the dies, which we could have done, but I just stamped some of this. And then the second card, I'm going to do a little bit different that I'll show you. Here is the card we're going to make, but I'm going to do different colors, but I'm going to show you what the card it looks like. And I realized that this is upside down again, and I don't know why, and I'm going to have to figure it out, but it's upside down, but I don't know why. So this is the card. This is the paper, and you open it up. Isn't that super cool? There we go. And you can stand it up, and look how neat that looks. I just think that's so fun. And so what I did was I used all this paper and this paper are both the designer paper series. And you could use this and this could be white paper, but I thought, no, that would not be fun. So I thought I would use the designer paper. And so this paper is so beautiful. This has such beautiful paper to it. I mean, and then on the back side is different colors. I mean, this paper is gorgeous that's in here. And the paper that's coming out and this fun stamp sets in the spring catalog is gorgeous. But I mean, this paper is just beautiful. I mean, this is the one that I used. And the other side is a green. So I actually used the other side of the paper that we're going to use. No, I didn't. Just kidding. But this is one. And then here's another one. Oh my goodness, aren't these just beautiful? I mean, this paper in here is gorgeous. I mean, all of them, and then they just have different sides to them. I mean, they're so pretty. So I thought that was just super fun to do. So I used one of the other sides of the paper instead of just doing white on it. So I decided that I would do a pink one. And because this other color in the designer series, look at this. This card that I made, I used balmy blue for the cardstock. It goes beautiful with this designer paper. So it was so pretty. So I just used balmy blue. But this other really pretty paper, look at that. This pink and this balmy blue goes so nicely together. I was like, oh, that would make a pretty card too. So instead of using another designer series paper, I used balmy blue instead. So I'm going to stamp on the balmy blue some leaves, and then we're going to color the leaves. So I was like, oh my goodness, okay. So I don't know how that's going to turn out. So we'll see how that works. So what we're going to do is to make the card, you take a full sheet of paper. I knew you guys didn't want to watch me cut all this and score all and do all that, so I didn't want to do that. So you take your full size of 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and then you put it in the trimmer. So you put it in the trimmer, and then you put it this way because you're going to make this 5.5 by 11. So you put it in the 5.5, and you cut this down here, and then that gives you your 5.5 by 11. And then you have a little piece that's this size right here, and this becomes 3 inches. And you're going to save that because you're going to take that and make that 3 inches. So this will be 3 inches right here. I'm sorry, I'm not on the screen. So that'll be 3 inches, and then you turn it around and you're going to make it, you're going to cut it at 6 inches. Okay. So you just use one sheet, so which makes it nice. So for this that we've cut, so we've cut this. It's 11 by 5 1/4, or 5 1/2, excuse me. So now then we just turn it around and we score it. And I just put it in the back of the trimmer and I score it, and we score it at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. And then we take that little long piece and we cut it at 6, and then we score it at 3. So then we get a little piece. We get this piece. So that's 3 by 6, and we scored it at 3. Okay. And then we need these 2 pieces out of the designer series paper, and that's 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. And then my 2 blue pieces are the same. They're 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. So they're going to fit in here in these spaces. And then we need a piece that's going to go right here. So I decided this pink you could write on, but I'm also going to stamp on it. So I thought it was just easier if I just cut a white piece so I could stamp on it. So that piece is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then we're also going to use this piece. This is going to be our piece for right here. So you want a piece to lay on top of here. So I cut another piece out of that same long piece that we cut off. So I still use that long piece, and I cut this at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So that'll sit on top. And then we're going to stamp on top of that. So I used a white piece so we can stamp on top of it. We can do that stamping. And that piece is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. So that'll sit on top of there. So we have all of our pieces. So that'll kind of sit like that. So now I just want to do some stamping because we're going to do a lot of stamping. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to stamp on my white piece as well. So I'm going to take this stamp and I'm going to stamp in the color here is polished pink. So I'm going to stamp in polished pink, the sentiment on the inside. So I'm going to stamp wishes for a beautiful birthday. I'm going to stamp it kind of in the middle. There we go. Now we're going to stamp this white piece, and I'm going to stamp. So this little flower set thing, I'm going to stamp it in black memento, and then we're going to color it. That's what I did with the other one. So we're stamping black memento. I always just look to make sure that I actually got all of it covered. Looks like I did. So, and this takes up quite a bit of the space, but we just need a little space down here for the celebrate. We just want to make sure that it's on the page. now while I have my pink one out, I'm actually going to stamp my Celebrate. It's a little crooked, but it'll work. It's hard to get those little ones straight on there, but it'll work. All right, so now we're going to do some coloring. So I picked out my Stampin' Blends and my blender pens, and I picked light polished pink. So I'm going to use, kind of just color this in really fast. I didn't decide to pick what color I want the middle to be. The other one I did. All right, and I'm going to do the other flower in my balmy blue. I think I did the light balmy blue, yep. Now there's like a little middle in here, and so, you know, I did, on my other card, I did the middle. It has black. I like 9 and 80. I picked 9 and 80, so let me get my 9 and 80. That looks really pretty. It almost looks black, but it just gives it just a little bit different color. Okay. And then the leaves I did with dark soft succulent. You have a million greens, so you could pick whatever color green your heart desires. But I just thought this was pretty. Also, on the back of the paper package, it tells you what colors are in there. And I think this is one of them. Evergreen is also one of them. So you could go with a couple of different ones. But I think this looks really nice. And you could make each different leaf, type of leaf, different colors. I just decided to go with one because it's easier on the live. They don't have to watch me color everything and pick out different colors. Okay. All right. So now we can put this all together. So I like to fold everything first, but someone else, we folded it all last, but I like to fold it first. So we fold mountain, valley, mountain, valley. And I don't know why they call it that, but that's just what they called it. But everything needs to be creased really good because it is a fun fold. So it just needs to be really, really creased. It doesn't lay completely flat, but at least flat enough. I mean, it probably could use to have a little tie on it, but I haven't figured out how to put a tie on it either. But I thought this was nice. Try and get it just really creased. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna go here. All right, so I'm gonna put. All right, so then we can glue that on. So I like Tombow because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room, but you can use our other tape. You have like a tape that I like to use when I scrapbook. Then it really holds it in place, but Tombow kind of gives me a little bit of wiggle room. All right, so I'm going to put the really pretty paper on the first one so that when it closes, that's what you see. So, oh, I didn't, let's stamp on the balloon. Let's stamp on the balloon. Put this down. Forgot on my foaming blue I was going to stamp on too. I was done stamping. All right. So I'm going to stamp these little leaves and color them in. So let's stamp on here. So it's kind of like making your own paper. So I thought we're going to just kind of make a stamp. So when you have a new stamp and you haven't used it before, use our Versamark and stamp off. That will give you a nice clean stamp. And then it helps adhere the color to it, which, yeah, there we go. That's there. All right, so I'm going to put this, and then I'm going to kind of make them go different directions too. So instead of, oh, I had ink on my fingers. Try and cover that up this way. See if we can get this. Yep, you can't even tell. All right. Let's start this one direction. Do this one direction. That looks kind of nice. I like that. I hadn't done that, so I wasn't sure how it was going to look. So now we're going to color that in the green with the soft green. Sorry, I'm running past my time. So this is a soft succulent. So color this in really fast. So we're kind of making our own designer paper, series paper. I thought this would be kind of neat to do because this foamy blue goes so well with this. And in the paper are these leaves, and so I thought this would look really cute to do this. So I think I kind of like this. All right. Well, sorry, it's taking me longer. I didn't realize. I just have to glue these on and then we'll be done. I can't believe in 2 weeks it's going to be Thanksgiving. It's hard to believe that time is going by so fast. I don't know why it's going by super fast. Has anyone started their Christmas shopping? Hi, Sarah. They're saying that you have to start Christmas shopping early. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I think we're going to do some fun experiences for our grandkids. I already bought one experience for one of my grandkids, but I don't know what to do for the littler kids. So I think that'll be really fun. And then buy some little gifts. But it's hard trying to think of some things. Of course, we have boys to buy for again this year, which is super fun. So you can never go wrong with buying cars, trucks, and dinosaurs because that's what they like. So that's been fun. We got to experience that last year. And to watch the little boy open trucks and dinosaurs was super fun. Because every time he opened a dinosaur, he would roar like the dinosaur. So that was pretty fun. So that'll be fun again this year because now we have 2 little boys that do that when they see dinosaurs. So, okay, so now, excuse me, I need to get a tissue because something in the air is making dinosaurs go bananas, and my nose is dripping. I apologize. Okay, so this is kind of cool actually. I think I kind of like this. Okay, so now this one will go on the other one. I really like this. I was looking for a different fun fold, and then I found this one. I'm glad I found this one because another one I wasn't sure if I could do. But I like this fun fold. This is pretty. And the colors in this paper are gorgeous. Okay, so now we'll put this one. Okay, and then this one. All right. Okay, and then to put this together, you attach, oops, you gotta score this one. Oh, and I had a little, what did I do with it? You have another little piece of designer series paper that goes on the back of this so that when you open it, I'll put it on later. All right. So we attach this to this, but I don't know what I did with it, and I'm past my time. So this goes on here. So this goes on here. And then this goes on here. Now to attach this little piece onto the card, you want it to stay. So I use my tear tape so that it will stay. So we're going to fold this back up. We're going to put this on here. Oops. In the camera. Put this where we're going to want this. I'm going to open this back up. Put a piece of tear tape on. That way it's going to stay on there. Okay, and it moved, so that back to where we want it. Okay. We're gonna all right, that's on. And then we're gonna flip this over. And on the back side, you'll put another one of the pieces of designer paper. I have it here somewhere. I don't know. It's on my table. I don't know where it is at the moment. It's buried somewhere. There you go. And then you open like that. And there's your accordion. See, because then otherwise it's blank, but then you can have it be that designer series paper. And then I thought that it needed bling. I always think everything needs bling. So I dug out these. You could put what comes with this, the whole thing, which is the these, but I thought these in color ones, the pink ones, would look really pretty with it. So I'm going to put the pink ones with it. You never have enough pink when you're doing pink, right? Oh my gosh. That is amazing. There's our card. I think that looks really nice. And then this is the one I did earlier. So I did this one in the balmy blue. And then I did add which way am I going this way? I gotta figure that out. So there's our two cards for today. So I hope that you enjoyed our cards. Sorry I ran late, but I just like this set. I had it for a little while and didn't play with it. And then I wondered why. And I'm so glad that I finally dug it out again and decided I wanted to play with it. And I'm really glad that I did. And I used this stamp set and thought, oh, I could color with our colors as well and color it in. Or you could also use since our die set cuts them out, you could also die cut out the flowers too. So anyways, if you need anything, feel free to get in touch with me and, let me know. But we have some really pretty things coming out in our spring catalog. But yeah, I'll be sharing some more stuff with you later. Anyways, have a great evening and I will see you next Monday. Otherwise, talk to you later. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. Bye-bye. So how do I end?